And
should
with
probably get my dice out.
maybe, I don't know.
You don't have your dice out yet?
You don't need those.
Something Palestine.
Mm.
Ooh.
And with that, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&D Session 10 of Usapait. Tonight, I'm joined by 5 wonderful people. Alpha is still unfortunately missing. We lost him in another continent, but he will hopefully be back soon to reprise his role. But I have joining me here today Helminia, James, Suzanne, Cody, and Jazz. Each of these wonderful people playing equally wonderful characters. And we've got a couple announcements here today. Just first things first, if this is your first time watching the stream, hello, my name's Jacob, and I hope you enjoy your time here. If you're not following the Twitch channel, if you are watching it live, or if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you're watching the restream, please do us a favor and follow and subscribe. Also, for a reason that only Twitch knows, they gave me fucking Crunchyroll drops if people subscribe to me on Twitch right now. So you could actually subscribe on Twitch and get something out of it. That's fucking weird. Wild, man. Well, the YouTube video just got demonetized. Don't worry too much. Other than that, I'm just ready to kind of get into this. I think everyone else is good. We got a nice week away to try and get everything squared away. And now, we're going to jump back in to Usapait. Last, where we left off, the 6 of you were pitted against a odd challenge of, undead beings in the fight pit underneath the city of Allanar Oren, a border city between the northern and central regions of Usapait. To prove yourselves willing and able to work for one of the gangs underground under the watchful eye of the Changebringer. You all were able to defeat this challenge, and as such, after a night of rest and bartering and selling, you all reconvened to get a job, as some of you realized that you might need money, as funds were quickly running dry. Glaven went to Adler and found that he had a job for them as of the next morning. All of you coming in to accept it, what he proposed was that the lot of you went on a little bit of an expedition trip. Not outside of the city, however, even further underground in the sewer district, which, although they marked on a map where you needed to go, all the instructions that were given to you were that you needed to find an opening on the southern side. With that, needing to clear out any pests or, let's say, roadblocks in the sewer district, and mark the correct path forward with pittance that were given to Aelin. The group of you moved to the correct starting place and descended into the sewers of Allanar Oren. Now beginning to drop one by one down, the last thing that was said was a shrewd remark by Ophelia about the pointless nature of what you all are doing. But no time for me to make crass statements about the final words of any characters. Let's jump into Usapait. The rung of the ladder kind of scrape and squelch underneath your boot. The humidity down here, this dirty, warm air, is immediately on each of your guys' noses as you move down, kind of stepping into the small, damp, and cramped area of the sewer. you all kind of look out and around, and you can see a small kind of what we could call staging area. The kind of immediate thing to note is that, well, you can't see any immediate water. You do hear the water running underneath your feet. You can hear the kind of scratching sound of different vermin moving around, currently unseeable to you. But directly in front of you, you can see that there is a doorway, and as one of you kind of moves around a small area to kind of check a corner that is the only other possible path you see another door revealed to you just a bit further down. These seem to be the options open and available to you, but you're unsure of where to go, just noting that you need to find one of the outer grates to the outer boundary of Allanar Oren, and then to mark the way back safely with pittance. What's the move?
Is this map correct for cardinal directions?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Is it dark down here?
It is dim lighting. Absolutely.
All right. I'll get those dancing lights out here for everyone, and kind of lead our path forward with them.
Okay. We've got some dancing lights coming from Ophelia, and you can see right here this kind of once again a staging area. As actually one of you move to look around this hallway, you can actually see it's sort of like not a resting place or like a break room, but like a staging spot for tools specifically. You can see some locked behind a kind of grate or bar, different kind of like service helmets, those helmets that have like a like almost like an oil lamp at the top of them, along with some scraping tools and implements.
Okay.
Let me know what the plan is.
Let's check the left-hand path here. So there's a door there, you said? Poke the door a little bit.
Okay. You move up to that doorway and just poke it. You test the handle and see that it turns freely. The door itself is that kind of like, not necessarily thin, but almost like a coat of humidity hangs over the softer than should be wood and kind of like glistening handle.
Does the water sound like it's behind this door or behind the other one?
It sounds like it's underneath you all. Like this is a walkway that's been built over a sewer.
I guess Glaren's gonna glance around at everyone and then shrug and open the door.
Okay. As the door gets pulled open, it reveals a small kind of beginning crook, and then from a bit you can see as it extends in one large pathway, heading almost straight down.
That looks south to me. I'm happy to lead the way down unless someone else wants to.
How well can you see in the dark?
Well enough
The
down here,
dancing lights are
especially
here.
since we have lights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure those lights are Are there any benefits? Like, can I see past the lights of dark vision, or is my vision just?
You can. The lights provide color. If you where you can see out, I believe it's 60 feet of dark vision for you.
That is correct. Yeah.
You can see out further in like black and white.
Okay. Is it the same for Glaring?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do it then.
If it's relevant, I have 120 feet.
Absolutely.
Whoa, big guy. Backpack with binoculars over here.
Make 50 wisdom saving throws.
Go ahead and check your fingers and toes for me real quick.
This is up to you guys to move as you see fit.
All right, let's press. I have no control.
Oh, your control got removed?
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate.
Oh, that's you. That's you. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll enable
also-
control. I actually, because I was like, oh, I swear I put control on. Because if you move Aelin right now, you move Ophelia as well. So I was like, ah, the control should be just fine. But how wrong I was.
Why is it like he's moving in 4K?
He's just moving real well.
You like, why are we all so crisp?
Jump get.
You upset about being crisp?
I kind of. Like, it's the reason I don't like 4K TVs. It's too smooth. Humanity wasn't meant to see shit this quality.
Well, I guess
Take me back
What
to
is-
the tubes,
is-
man.
Is real life not 4K for you?
it's real life.
No, I wear glasses. It's not 4K for you
I
either.
wear glasses, but I mean through the glasses it's like 4K, assuming they're
No,
not covered in
you're-
schmutz.
It's
Oh,
always covered in schmutz. It always will be, man.
Someone move Yoey too.
Absolutely. I can move her with you. So, as you guys come to this kind of intersection, you can see two long corridors and hallways. Once again, you can still hear the rushing water kind of underneath you, kind of bubbling through this area. And nothing immediately shows, and you see two long hallways. One of them moving straight west and one of them moving south. Everyone here, I'll be happy to have roll a perception check for me.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
21.
21. Okay.
14.
14.
I also got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Sick. 15 or higher right now. As you all move into this path, you can hear very faintly from the western direction, almost like you're hearing the slightest echo come off of the stone of a voice. Something decipherable, like a muffled common that you just quite don't pick the words up on, but you do hear something off in the western direction.
This is just the door back to the entrance, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't ping it for some reason.
Have you guys lost ping privileges?
I can't. Everyone else can ping. Why no ping?
Everything
the
looks
leader
a
doesn't
little
get
different for me. That's all.
The leader doesn't get to ping, so I can't.
Like,
Sorry,
I've got
Jim.
an effects thing now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
not cool.
fucking effects are pretty cool.
I don't know enough about sewer design
no.
to.
All right, get me out-
What,
Get me outta here.
fire?
I
Light?
can't be, I can't be trusted with that. Get me out of here.
Wom.
Oh no.
This is whack.
All right, let's keep moving.
Okay. I mean, weird sounds aside, we should probably keep going south, right?
Yeah, I think so. South is south.
All right. You're able to move up,
This is
or I guess down. Yep, and it's a one that is a door there. And you're able to move single file along this line, kind of moving how you see fit. So obviously Glaren's in the front. Does anyone want to be stated for the back?
Not us.
Yoy can do it.
Aren't I supposed to be connected to this individual?
I thought you were too, and then the connection
I feel like
just
shift clicking it wouldn't work.
worked really shittily, huh?
Like I can move Aelin. I actually can't move myself.
That's very funny.
I can move Aelin, but I can't move Ophelia.
Both
it
of
worked
you
for like
should.
a second, and then
Both
it
of you
stopped.
should be able to.
Okay.
Hang on, I think I just selected, but hang on, real quick.
Now I can move both of us. So I'll leave that. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I just had to highlight all of us.
It's
Excuse me.
fixed. All right.
Can you just make a new sprite?
Just the two of you together. Glaren, you get down to this door. Again, similar, kind of like almost like coated with a odd amount of humidity on it. And as you try the handle, this one a kind of glistening brass handle. This one does not open. It appears to be locked.
And I make a perception check to see if I can hear anything on the other side of it.
Sure, you can press your ear to the cold, damp door.
14.
14. Pretty standard of everything else. You can hear the sound of rushing water. It does appear to almost get a little bit louder, but no voices, nothing else kind of catches your eye.
Okay. Anyone here good at picking locks?
I don't think I got the.
I can give it a go. I think I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
Yoy, do you have
Oh.
lockpicking utensils? Thieves'
You know what,
tools.
Jacob? You know what,
These
Jacob?
tools.
With my new level up, I can actually make lockpicking tools.
Okay.
Let me just read off the thing so that way I know that I can just do it real quick.
Absolutely.
So I can magically create a set of tools right in front of me. It takes 10 minutes.
All right. So if you guys want to wait 10 minutes,
While she's making her tools, I'm gonna try and kick it.
I was gonna send
Yeah,
that
that was
to the
the
door to
other
see if I
thing.
can unlock it from the other side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and just Ophelia in the backpack, excuse me, Glaring, and just big old boot, bam, right on the knob. Any
okay.
chance? Any luck?
You can make an athletics check.
I'm gonna make the shit out of this athletic check.
Do it.
Absolutely.
I fall on my ass. I rolled a 5 with a +3, 8. Does it get me there?
Make an 8. You
Yes.
kind of push on the door, but you're a little bit off balance, but both you and as a result, Ophelia kind of slip across the slightly humid and slick stone and just kind of like fall over for a moment. Kind of like losing your
Wow.
balance.
It's almost like patience is a virtue.
I'm like the sewers. It's gross down
And can
like the
Glaring
Jolly
try?
I'm gonna roll my
on the
concentration
door?
check
Absolutely.
because I don't think I'm gonna be able to concentrate after that.
DC 10.
here.
We're fine. 16 on the dice.
16 on the dice. Glaring, if you want to step past, you're able to aim a kick at the door.
Oh, worse. I'm gonna use my inspiration. I don't wanna get fucked by this. Gotta
Really
save it.
inspiration.
There we go. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Goodbye, inspiration.
I love, more than anything, I love you guys using inspiration on vanity things. This is the way.
I can't be bested by a door, bro.
It's tradition, I promise you. You kind of like step aside as Aelin and Ophelia kind of make their way back and just kind of like brace yourself for a moment, taking a breath. Yoy has time to say her remark, and then crunch! This kind of like reverberating sound of wood splintering as you kick it off, and the wood that is the weak point of connection between the handle and the actual door frame splinters, and the door swings open.
I think I weakened it for you.
Oh, you definitely did. I could feel it for sure.
All right. With this, we've got another bit that you can see, and I'm just going to expand it for your viewing pleasure. You've got two pathways. One that kind of scrabbles downward, kind of leaning a little bit to the eastern side, and then another that goes directly west, a large door kind of immediately to the party's right-hand side of how they're descending, and then you can see a split in the path a bit further down west.
Okay. Yeah. Just continue south, I guess.
Okay.
I'd like to check that door to the right first.
This big thing on the left here?
Yes.
I'll try and take her back then.
I'd prefer not to have something sneak up behind us in this cramped tunnel.
It'll be. Okay, fair enough.
All right. You move to test that door, and the door knob seems to swing easily. The door should be easy to open.
I will open the door.
Okay. You can see the kind of like scrabbling marks of a hallway that kind of goes up, and it opens into a large room that you can see part of. It's actually this kind of like the larger, like an actual room based of a little bit more than all the staging areas that you all have seen. And the little bit that you can see is kind of like this fine yellow dust that's kind of coating the floor, being a little bit less soppy looking than you'd expect, but you can't see further into the room.
Yeah, my 120 doesn't give me more than that. Or is it just
I believe
because
of just because of the angle, not because of your 120. I've been giving the party a long view down hallways because of your 120.
I want to examine this from a distance, but not get close to this dust. What would you like for that?
So, it depends on how you guys want to do it. If you want to have Aelin step into the, like there where he is, you can do that, and just kind of like kneel, like have him lean around the corner. If there's a way that you wanted to do it arcane-wise, there's plenty of things. But you can like move up to there and then see around.
I want to get closer to it, but not enough to where like I'm inhaling any of it.
Absolutely.
And I'll give you a nature, and if I get nothing from that, an arcana.
Okay. As the two of you kind of step in to move, Aelin, I'd like you to make a quick dexterity saving throw. I don't like that face.
Ooh, this guy stinks. Dex save. You're looking at a 9.
A 9, that does not beat a 12. As those of you that have kind of stepped through the door, as Aelin kind of like maneuvers to get a nice lean for Ophelia to look, his armored leg kind of catches a small thin wire, and as the three of you have kind of stepped through that door, you hear the door just kind of like almost like a spring mechanism snap shut as the two of you that are on the outside of this, Yoy and Glaeren, hear the door shut and close. The rest of you that are in there, as you kind of spin around to look at that door, you can hear this kind of like slow, subtle hum. As it does, you all look back to that bit of dust, and you see a small, like, little, almost like something shaking in the dust. Almost like how you'd expect a dog to shake to kind of clean itself off. I'd like the three of you trapped in the room to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
15, okay.
14.
Okay.
Brother. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Alright, so the natural 1 obviously fails. Did I hear a 15 out of someone?
That was me.
15 out of you, and then I think it was a 14 out of Aelin. Alright, so, as it pulls up, you see these kind of like, almost like flakes of like this sort of plant matter begin to circulate in the room, kind of being caught in this small eddy of airflow. Each of you are going to take a little bit of damage.
Oh, rude.
Just a little bit. Aelin, you did fail the save, just to let you know.
Rude.
You will take...
Where I can find 14 passes.
What? 15 is the DC.
I was talking smack. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Oh, don't make me up the damage dice. Aelin, you'll take really bad roll on my behalf. Really good for you. You'll take 3 points of poison damage, and you will be poisoned. You're suffering from the poison condition. Ophelia, you take 5 points of poison damage. And are poisoned for the foreseeable future right now. You'll take 5 down to 3 points of poison damage and are not poisoned.
Damn.
So, right here, due to this little conundrum going off and the kind of spores floating around the place, I'm going to reveal the rest of the room to you guys. And we're going to go into what I call soft initiative, where everyone present is allowed to do at least 1 turn worth of things, to try things out, to look around, to do things before the environment goes. And then we'll go from there. But anyone's allowed to just kind of call out what they think that they would be doing. Right now, there's just this cloud of dust that is like being inhaled into your lungs right now for the 3 of you. As you see this kind of like yellow pigment swirl around the room, get into the corners, get into your breath. What would you like to do? What would you like to attempt?
First, I'm gonna cover my mouth and nose with my cloak a bit so I don't inhale any more of this shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I
And
want to
door like
run
smart
back
shouting.
and try to like bust the door down.
All right.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing.
Now I will say, would you prefer to make attack rolls on the door, or would you prefer to make athletics to break the front of it open?
Is it a wooden door?
It is.
You know, I think I can make a ton of attack rolls. Let's do attack rolls.
Alrighty. Make an attack roll.
Oh no.
More dust.
6.
6 misses a door. Well, the door tanks it, is what I should say.
Yeah. Bummer. I shouldn't waste key points on this, right?
It's up to you.
it's gotten worse.
It's just the air, some sort of like seemingly eddy has kind of swept this yellow dust around the room, and it's very apparent that it will be hurting you guys as it keeps going. As you're all beginning to kind of cough, your eyes are beginning to kind of like water, and we just need to. I'm just seeing what you guys are wanting to do.
Aelin gonna try to kick that door in?
Yeah, I was gonna let finish up, and then I was gonna try and kick the door again.
I'll flurry of blows
Okay,
Okay.
the door.
2 attacks.
First one is a 14.
14 does hit a door. Please roll your damage, and we'll see if you get past the damage threshold.
6.
6 does get past the damage threshold as you hear this kind of like crack come out of the door. It's still up and not open yet. You're welcome to make your second attack with your Fury of Blows.
11.
11 does hit a door.
Okay. 3.
3 points of damage does not beat the damage threshold. As this one kind of strikes off the side of it, and the door does not break. Aelin, you said you were going to try to do some stuff?
I will try and kick it, but I do have disadvantage, so it's probably not going to go well.
I know
Because
your
you're
future.
yeah, right now because you're poisoned, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep, but I will try and kick that thing down.
I know your future.
I'll kind of like, in the nicest way, just grab shoulder and let me try, and I'll assertively kick that thing.
Don't roll that. Don't roll that. I know your future. Your dice roll says 19.
Easy enough, as you kind of like gently pull aside and swing Ophelia, kind of knowing how this would go, saw that you'd be able to break through a door today, did not know that it would come at the expense of all of your guys' lungs for a couple seconds. As you slam into this door, it cracks and breaks away, weakened by the kick committed by your ally, and kind of peels open, allowing the 3 of you to move out and away. All right. With that, the 2 of you, Yoy and Glaron, if you were paying attention or saw the door shut and click, you see just like you hear kind of a muffled cough coming from behind, and then crunch as the door flies open. This sort of like moldy yellow dust kind of spills out across, and the 3 of them kind of exit coughing, kind of trying to draw better breath in this area. As that dust has kind of like almost filtered out into that hallway for a bit, as the 3 of you get out of that chamber.
Can I use Mage Hand to slam that door closed so it doesn't filter out?
It does filter out a little bit. I'm gonna say make a intelligence check to see how well you can close it. Because
I have disadvantage on that because of
you
poison.
do, you are poisoned.
With disadvantage, I still get a 13, which I feel is pretty okay for what I'm doing.
It's not bad. You're able to kind of shut that door. You do realize that of how this is going, with how you had your companions had broken the handle to it, had kind of like busted open the latch that keeps that door secured. As long as you're holding it with it, if you let it stay there for a minute or so, maybe that eddy will calm down. But if you let it go right now with your mage hand and continue onward, the dust will fill this hallway at the very least.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a message. I'm just gonna ask you a question because it's funny this way. What do you think Ophelia knows about flour mills? If you get where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Make an intelligence check right now. Let's see if you're disadvantage right now. Yeah, let's see if you're a little bit too up in your mind to think straight.
Even with the disadvantage, I come away with a 14.
14. You're able to get the information you're looking for.
Few coughs. Ophelia is gonna say to Aiden, to anyone, lighted torch.
We're blowing this place up.
More or less.
I
Yo,
can't remember if I got a.
I think you gave me all these torches.
I have a tinderbox. I think I have a tinderbox still in my backpack.
I don't have one of those for some reason, but I have all these torches.
I guess I'll pull out my tinderbox then and do whatever tinderboxes do.
All right, you're gonna use just light your tinderbox.
I suppose I am.
All right. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a check from both of you guys to both throw it and then kind of move the door shut with the mage hand and try and soften any sort of like fireball that will come out of this.
Okay.
All right, Aelin, are you the one that's gonna be tossing the tinderbox?
Do I lose
Are you
the tinderbox
igniting
from
the
this?
whole tinderbox? Or you just
Or
lighting a torch?
Or do I light the torch? What is
You
a
can light
tinderbox?
you can light a torch with the tinderbox and use the torch. That's fine.
I would rather that. I don't
Please.
lose my tinderbox.
Do you have any torches left, or did you give them all to
I
They're
have
all
all
with,
of these torches.
I have so many torches. You don't
I
understand.
have like 10 torches.
Okay, so
This is dramatic.
someone marks off a torch. I'm gonna say does.
I have
because-
it marked off.
You do have it marked off? Okay. You light a torch.
Yeah, I know.
Ophelia, this is going to be another check with your mage hand, another intelligence check, just to see if you can close it fast enough. And Aelin, this is just going to be a DC 5 athletics or acrobatics check to toss the torch in there.
Ooh,
18.
9.
9. So,
Nothing in it.
although you throw this torch very well, very, very astutely, you have Ophelia kind of like crane the door open slightly with the hand, and then you toss
I
the
don't
torch.
want to get that close.
You toss the torch in. As the hand begins to kind of blow it shut, a kind of jet of flame does in fact pull into the hallway. Once again, the three of you are very close and haven't moved necessarily.
Wait, hang on, wait.
Thank you. I'm gonna need another dexterity saving throw out of the three of you.
I succeeded with a natural 20.
The
Sick.
disadvantage?
Oh.
16.
Okay.
10.
10.
What save am I making?
Dexterity.
Dex save? 15. 1, 5, 15.
Okay. Does it... I was just like, I'm not sure if poisoned... a poison creature only has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. You would not have disadvantage on the save. So Aelin gets that natural 20.
Natural 20.
Ophelia?
I'm gonna just. I rolled an 18 and an 8, so I guess I'll just run the whole roll back.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Unless you want to give me that 18, I could really use a wish right now.
If you roll them both at the same time, just
Gentlemen would allow it.
roll it again.
I rolled an 18 again, dirty 20.
Hell yeah. So you guys are going to be taking half damage out of this quick gout of flame. And you're going to be taking 9 down to 5 damage from fire. You're going to be taking 5 down to 3 fire damage.
Yo.
Ophelia, you're going to be taking 4 down to 2 of fire damage. As Yoy and Glaren, you just see this quick jet of fire just kind of blow past the door. This like pause that follows.
You guys okay?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Remind us not to stray from the path next time. I don't think that was worth it.
Ophelia is
Carry on.
coughing and sputtering. She's very close to bloody.
My goodness. Yoy is going to walk up to Ophelia and we're gonna cure wounds.
You could wait a bit. Well, it's your choice.
Do you prefer me to wait?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, great.
So it's a D8 plus your intelligence modifier, I believe.
Let's go. That will be 10 points.
10 points.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm back to full.
As how does Yoy's arcane proficiency manifest itself in this cure wounds?
You just see. I'd like to think for Yoy it's just like a snap of her finger and then you feel better.
Gotcha. You see her kind of address you, Ophelia, kind of like flash singed and coughing still, and with a snap, it doesn't remove the poison condition, but you do feel better. So 2 of you are still poisoned.
Appreciate it.
It's the least I can do. It's what I'm here for.
The door in that room is trapped with a tripwire. It's safe to assume that there are more down here.
Who would trap a sewer?
That is a good question. But not,
I was trying to highlight.
not exactly what we need to worry about just now, probably.
I'd like everyone to make perception checks.
Oh my gosh, for more chipwires?
Not just in general.
18.
Oh, I'm sure.
18?
7. I'm saving the good rolls for later.
9.
15.
Jesus Christ, a 3.
We're doing some good rolling today, guys. I'm proud of you. So, yeah. You guys kind of like are dusting yourselves or each other off, and Glaren and you do hear the sound of like footsteps, kind of on a like about a jogging pace. You can hear the sound of metal. The 2 of you could assume it's some sort of like it sounds like similar to, you've heard like armor moving on a person that is moving with purpose. You can hear that kind of coming from kind of echoing off from the sewer. You hear someone approaching kind of rapidly, coming closer from like the northwest side.
We should move a little faster.
I agree.
Stay ahead
Very
of
well.
whoever that is. Let's boogie.
All right, so we're going south.
We run into the black screen.
You run into the blackness. Run into the blackness.
It fades to black and then fades back, and we're in the next section
Fades
of the hallway.
black. All right. As you guys move, you can see this small bit kind of show itself a little bit. And you come to a small pocket. Here, Glaron, as you kind of move past it, you can see that this is a small singular person kind of resting place. You can see a small kind of case that you'd see someone would store their tools in with a little like padlock on it. You can see a spot that is for like hanging maybe a coat or one of those helmets that you saw earlier. Just a small section for someone to kind of catch their breath. And as you turn the corner, you can see two doors, both of them, again, with brass handles. These ones look a little bit sturdier. Not necessarily made of the same, like, damp wood that you've seen before. Both of these are metal with this, like, slight wood engraving in it. On it, you can see some sort of like a symbol. It's close to a kind of water drop coming out, kind of scrawled across the door in a larger, we'll call it font, on the immediate west door, and then a smaller one on the southern door.
And so you said this is like a resting spot. Is there like a bag or a stone or anything left here?
There is a case, like basically the equivalent of a footlocker along the bottom left side of this wall, but you do see that it has like basically the equivalent of a padlock on it, and it's closed and locked.
Okay.
Hey, really quick before we get too far down this, should we put some pittance up somewhere?
I figured we'd do pittance on the way back once we know what the most efficient route was.
Okay.
Since we're going to have to go back up to the same hole, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to verify before we got too deep in.
Yep. Yoy, do you want to give this locker a try while I check those doors?
She's indisposed at the moment.
What do they need from me?
But I can try a door. I'm happy to try whatever you need. Where are we trying to?
The thieves' tools on the lock while we went and looked at the doors to see if anything was locked.
I am so sorry. I have a case to make, actually. Dating back to a previous session, I believe that the lovely DM had let me use my sewing materials to crack a door. Can I try that again?
On the padlock?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll give you a roll on that.
Alright. I'll even, which door were we wanting to open?
We're trying to have you pop a padlock down in like a living area to see if there's maybe a set of keys in there or something.
Okay.
There's
I
a
can do
little
that.
locker about here in this resting area.
What do
Yeah,
you need me to do?
I would need you to, basically, we're going to be rolling a dexterity check.
Okay.
Since they are not thieves' tools.
Oh, duh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, my lord. As you kind of like, you hear this kind of like plinking metal sound, and those of you that are right next to her are afraid that she's like broken something, but you see the padlock fall away from the locker, and it's been unlocked. You're able to open it if you wish.
Yeah, I'll pop it open. What's in there?
All right. You pop open the small footlocker, and you can see kind of a bundled up, sort of like jacket. It's like a green tinted, like thin coat, and then alongside it you can see this kind of small leather pouch.
Do either of these things seem magical?
Let's say an Arcana check real quick.
Yeah. Because I don't have like detect magic or anything, but
I
mean,
feel
I
that
do
if you
in
did, you
myself,
just
but
say that
I
you pop
can't.
it.
Yeah. You said Arcana?
Yes, indeed.
22.
So good. Neither of these appear magical.
Okay. Can I open the little pouch? What's in there?
Yeah. You kind of open up the little pouch, and you see these kind of small, glass-like tubes. There's about, let's say, there's about 7 of them.
Glass tubes?
Like they're glass-like tubes, about the size, a little bit longer than a vial, maybe. We'll say like 8-9 inches long. Each of them this kind of like subtle hue of different colors. You can see one that's like this kind of like this like soft blue, another one that's green, another one that's slightly yellow, orange, red.
And then you were talking about a coat.
Yep. The green jacket.
Does it seem to have any significance to these I mean, I doubt it, but
I mean, right now it just looks like a rolled up jacket.
can I unroll it?
Yeah, you're welcome to unroll it. I'm not gonna stop you. You look at it and it looks to be something that's made to. It's basically similar to like how you'd expect a rain jacket to be, of something that is made to be like resistant to water. Something that's made to be worn to keep someone dry. Something like that you'd maybe expect to see on a worker.
Okay. Anything rolled up in it or just a rolled up jacket?
It's just rolled up really tightly.
Okay. Well, can I Yoi's gonna turn around and hold up the objects and just look at who's directly behind me right now. Look at Glarin just really confused, like vials in a coat?
Let me see those vials. Please.
Yoi will pass the vials over to Glarin. She, however, interested in the jacket just because she can make something out of it later, is gonna stuff it in her bag.
Easy enough to do. Glarin, you're looking at these kind of 7 vials, and what would you like to be doing?
I would like to run on over to the doors and see if any of the color matches any like symbols or anything on these doors, because you said they're like more engraved, so like of better quality than the other ones, right?
They're metal doors with these teardrop engraved wood furnishings kind of on them. You kind of like scan and look through the doors. Look at the doors, not through them. That'd be pretty impressive, though. And you don't see any necessary colors. You are able to see very clearly where actual keys are made to go.
Okay. Are the doors locked?
You try one of the 2 doors. It's locked.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, nothing to it but to do it again. Do you want to try and unlock these doors, Yoi? Specifically the southern one?
In a shocking turn of events, she is back in the bathroom. Be right back. In the meantime, we could always kick the door
We can try and kick the door. Do you want to try and kick it with me?
Oh my
Maybe
god.
our efforts combined.
We lock arms, kick it at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's do it. The master of this dungeon can't keep us down.
Absolutely. So you're gonna try the southern door?
Yeah.
Before they do that, can I send my spider underneath to scope out what's on the underside of this door?
If you want to.
There's no
I'm
time for
gonna. Well, we're gonna make time. I'm gonna scope this out because I don't want to deal with poison again.
Sounds good. Also, what's your passive perception now? I'm gonna ask.
I think it's 12. I meant to be moving up. My bad.
No, you're all good. You're just the one at the back of the group.
Yeah.
As you kind of move to kind of join the rest of the group, you do still hear these kind of like armored footsteps, but they've kind of slowed down as though they're looking for something. Their pace is
Okay.
slowed, but it is closer. As you turn to look at Yoi kind of stuffing the coat into her bag, and the other two kind of like getting stopped by Ophelia as they kind of gingerly let a spider run down Aylin's side and underneath the door. Southern door, I assume?
Yes.
Hey, guys, whatever's down here with us is closer to us, just so you know.
We got to kick this door now. We just got to move.
Let's keep the thing.
Let's kick
Guess
the
the
thing.
spider's not gonna be able to make its way under. They're determined
Alright.
to eat
They're-
poison again.
They're
I'm hiding in the bag to not get poisoned.
All right, they're kicking the door. I'm gonna say both of you get to make your athletics checks.
Am I still at disadvantage?
Yes, you're still poisoned at this point.
Oh, God, come on.
It's not done
All
with
right.
you yet.
Fine.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As both of you kind of like kick, there's a kick that kind of resounds off the door from Aelin, and then Glaven cracks and the door swings open, revealing this kind of like interesting spot. I'm going to show it to you guys and then give it a description. As you hear a slightly different bit. This entire time you've heard running water. At this point, it's still a version of running water that you're hearing, but is a large kind of concentrated source of circulating water that you hear as you kind of open this bit. As you see a long hallway of these kind of like nooks that kind of step in. You can't immediately see around the corner, but you can see a kind of small, low glow kind of coming from each of them.
I've lost connection. Give me just a moment to reload.
In the meantime, let it be known that I weakened the door for you again.
You definitely did. It was our effort combined, for sure.
Circulating water down this weirdly shaped hallway.
You can hear circulating water very clearly, but you don't see any water. But almost like water in like a large volume that's like slowly moving around like a container or an area. Glarin, as you kind of step in, you can see a small glyph that's kind of like inscribed into the wall of this little nook. As you can see a kind of dim red light kind of glowing from that glyph.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to pull out the red vial.
Okay.
Does it look like there's a place to insert it here?
The glyph itself has about like 3 curved triangles kind of circling around, and with it they make a pretty dead-on circle in the middle between them that is about the same circumference as the vial.
I will put the red vial that matches the color into the wall.
Okay. You insert the vial, and as you do, you first just press it, and you feel a little odd and awkward about it. And then you feel as almost the wall becomes softer, and the vial slots in to the stone wall. And you hear like almost the sound of like rushing water. Something gets released.
And the wall is like softer?
The wall right there in front of you almost became like softer to push the vial through. Like it's the equivalent of placing something against a wall, and then the wall gives enough give that the vial goes into the wall.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna go down this corridor as fast as I can, matching colors to glyphs.
Okay. As the colors kind of get matched, how this goes is it goes red, blue, green, orange, yellow, white, and black. This kind of like dark, almost like dark color coming from each of it. And as Glarin inserts these into each, you can hear this sort of like unlocking and rushing of water somewhere else. As it kind of gets closer, Yoi, you kind of standing at the back, you do hear again, getting closer, these kind of like sounds of armor moving. And at this point, it's close enough that you can kind of pick out. You originally thought you heard more than one set of armor, but now you only hear one, which either means one person is coming here, or you can, or they were trying to not be heard, and you can now only hear one. That's just a little bit of information for you. But Glarin, you kind of move along, kind of inserting all of these. At the end of the hallway, this kind of larger piece, you can see these kind of like dull glyphs that look like they don't have energy kind of running through them. And at this point, as you kind of insert it, you don't see the glyph at the end of the hallway by the door, one about right here. You don't see that one light up at all. You can just see the runes kind of carved into the wall by the door.
Okay. Alright, cool. Would you be willing to run through those colors in order for me again? I'm very sorry. I
No,
didn't quite get them
please.
written down.
It's almost like I have a book with the colors in order right here. The colors are red, blue, green, orange, yellow, white, and black.
Okay, perfect. I'm not super arcana inclined. Does anyone else want to come and take a look at this glyph to make sure it's not going to explode on us?
I can take a look.
I can as well.
Yeah, we might as well while we're walking by him.
Okay.
Do we want to both roll, or do you want advantage?
Advantage is just gonna equalize me out to normal. I'm still poisoned, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Yeah, I can give you advantage.
You want to give me advantage?
I can do that.
Bet. Uh, 21.
21. As you kind of like step through and analyze these runes, glyphs, you are able to kind of gain a modicum of understanding about what they are. They're some sort of reception, basically. And as you kind of look at them, the light of the glyphs that kind of shine from each separate receptacle do, at the moment, coincide with the color of the rods that Glayrun is inserted. At the end of it, there are a almost like a glyph that is just made for general conjuration that you'd assume would be a receptacle or an indicator of something happening. Glayrun, as they're looking through this, as you and Aelin have kind of gotten to the end of the hallway, you can see another door. This one doesn't have any sort of locks on it. It is just a mechanical, like, metal door, and you can see a kind of like a easy like inscribed word kind of set across, actually a kind of double word, it's hyphenated, whatever, of testing room. And you don't see, it looks like a very heavy duty hard set door, metallic in nature. There is no visible lock, no visible handle on this one.
Can I just push it to see if it swings open?
You push on it, it's rock solid.
That's unfortunate.
Too solid to like try and kick.
We could try and kick.
Let's try and kick, just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
How do I get rid of this poison, man? How do I have anything
Stop
to fix that?
coughing. I don't know.
Oh, actually, I think I can cure that. Hold on. Would lay on hands cure poison?
What does
Have I been?
what does lay on hands cure?
I'll pull it back
Let's
up.
read that bitch off, baby.
Let the man touch me.
I mean, if you like, you don't necessarily have to worry about being poisoned if you want Glayrun to touch you. That's like a different thing. Lay on hands.
Oh, no,
if you
Glayrun
expend
on poison.
5 hit points, you can cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
Whoops, maybe should have thought of that sooner. I'll keep it in mind for next time. I'll boop you and get rid of the poison.
All right, so you
All right.
expend
I'll go in on
5
that.
hit points.
High five.
Yep.
Okay. As with that, you feel kind of this
Coughing
warm.
is elicited from the back.
You hear, you feel this kind of like warm presence kind of come through you, Aelin, and you have been touched. The hands have been laid.
Sweet.
I'll-
All right.
I'll help you after we kick the door, Ophelia. Alright, ready?
Something tells me it didn't go well.
That is a natural 1.
Ah.
I got an 18, but I don't think that's gonna cover for it.
Doors, dude. Oh, I mean it's a natural 1, but it's like +3, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I have an inspiration, but I'm not gonna be.
It's
I'm
not gonna
be
help.
wasting the inspiration on the door.
I wasted
bro.
mine on the door. You gotta waste yours on the door. It's the only option. here.
Okay. I'm not immune to peer pressure.
Another one.
No, only like the next better number. 2 plus 3 is 5.
It's not an instant
What is
failure.
this?
Like, you know, that was the DC to throw the torch, but as both of you kind of reel back and boom, boom, these 2 metallic rings come out, almost kind of like make your ears sing for a moment, but there is no give on this door.
Oh my gods, move out of the way.
There's no lock.
What the fuck do you mean no lock?
It's just a solid sheet of metal that is a door.
Oh my god. JC, did they already examine this shit?
So
Oh, no.
I'll
We
give you
just
guys
decided to start kicking.
I'll give you guys the run through again. So this room is 7 little receptacles where there are colored glyphs that Glarin has currently inserted the rod that corresponds to the color of. When he'd done that, you heard something like open and like a rush of water kind of come through. At the end of this hallway, there is a glyph that does not look to have any color coming from it, any light coming from it at all. And this solid mechanical metal door. And the glyphs before it looked to be some sort of, obviously a receptacle for a vial, but to transfer something. And the final glyph that is dark at the moment at the door seems to be some sort of kind of like final receiver. Or an input receiver.
Fucking puzzle. Is there a piece of paper in the pockets of that coat, Yoy? Maybe they wrote down the password and left it down here by accident?
Can I check the pockets of the coat?
Make an investigation check.
Please.
It's just like, I don't want to deal with this.
The amount of
Only
combinations this will be is too fucking many.
You guys know the answer somewhere else in this sewer
Can
system?
I?
22.
Yeah, that's it.
22. You... First thing, you rifle through the pockets of the jacket, and there's a key there.
Good lord.
Who cares?
The other thing is there is no, like, slip of paper or parchment for any sort of combination.
Well, there's this, and Yoi will hold up the key.
Oh, what do you think that goes to?
I don't know. I don't think we should dare risk using it, though. Kicking down the doors definitely seems like the safer option.
I think
Jacob-
it just the element of surprise.
You said that there was like another receiving thing that wasn't like directly on the door. I'm assuming that the key goes to the door, but you said that there was like another place where something could go.
So the door itself doesn't have any lock for a key or anything like that. The glyph that is not lit up is on the door about like across from where Aelin is. But it is currently not lit up with anything. And generally for a glyph to have anything kind of moving through it, it would have to be charged with something, would emit some sort of light in your experience.
Man,
We gotta pull out all the rods and see what the glyph
So
looks
this is
It's,
a glyph door, right?
Yeah.
It does seem to be that way.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to roll an Arcana check and fudge the door with the first level spell slot by mimicking what it's trying to transceive? Could I just fuck with it?
I
Is
mean,
that something I could do?
you're welcome to try. I will say, as you're still consistently at the back of the group right now, you can hear it getting abnormally close, as though in your mind right now of there's a choice of you making an action or something is going to be turning the corner in the next minute or so.
okay.
I'll even roll another thing real quick. Oh, yeah, one of them rolled a 2. So now everyone can hear some sort of armored individual slowly approaching the room that you guys are at from the northern side now, straight north.
Be
That's
prepared.
not,
And I'm
that's
gonna
not
move
great.
up.
So those are guards.
Wait, this is not a good spot to get in the fight.
No.
Uh,
How fucked is the door? Can we close it?
I mean, you guys did
we should be
break
kicking
it.
stuff down. No.
You guys did
I-
break it so that it's not gonna like stay latched, but you can close it and then it will slowly like turn to whatever normal it is at now in its broken state, like probably slightly pushed inward.
All right, I need Glarin to fix me, and then I need. Does Yoi have proficiency in Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna need Glarin to fix me, Yoi to help me, and I'm gonna try to brute force this magically.
actual minute on the clock before anyone turns a corner.
That's what I'm doing. That's my plan. Any
Okay,
questions?
Jacob,
We have an
Before
extra
that
minute on the
happens-
clock.
What's up?
can I? You said something about running water. Can I see? I know this is gonna sound so stupid. Can I make some sort of roll to see if it has anything to do with the fucking coat?
Sure, make an intelligence check.
Look, man, I don't know. I'm pulling at strings right now. Natural 20.
I'm pausing the timer on this. Don't worry, Helminy. I know that you're sweating. Off of that great plan that you guys will be showing in a second. Yoi, as everyone else kind of begins to move, you look at that coat, and as you kind of like look over any sort of patterns, any sort of features on it, you realize this has been crafted specifically for people that are down here for long portions of time to ward off humidity, to ward off any splashes of water, and has no direct relevance to the problem at hand of the rushing water coming from the vials that Glarin has been sorting.
Great. Shoving it in my bag, and then we'll continue on.
All right.
At this like super critical moment, she looks at the stitching and thread pattern. She's like, "Wow, this is really well made, guys."
It is. It's a waterproof coat. It's nice. All right. Timer's back on. What's first?
Okay, Glaven.
All right, get cured. You're cured. Enjoy.
Yoi, come here. Glaven, grab those tubes out of here. Come here.
All right.
All right, I'm pulling out all the tubes, just sprinting down the hall.
Give me advantage on Arcana. I'm gonna use a first level spell slot. I'm gonna try to mimic what this thing needs and pop this door open.
No, okay.
All right. What do you believe it needs?
It needs some form of combination from something along this wall that we're not going to be able to do. I took a look at one of the runes as I was going along. It's looking for something. I'm just going to try to give it the transmission it needs, judging by what I saw in the other runes and this one. It's going to be a lot to put together. I'm assuming this is going to be a very difficult task.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got a minute, and I'm not trying to get killed by guards, so...
Absolutely. So you kind of go inside one of these, like cutouts, basically. This kind of faction in the wall as the rest of you kind of watch. I guess Ophelia and Aelin are kind of stepping into one of the first ones. As they kind of look at it, are you trying to make a check? Are you planning on casting a spell and seeing what works? What are you planning on doing?
I'm trying to get this door down here open. This is the one that has no keyhole but is locked with the runes on it, right?
Yes.
This is the one I want to try to force open with whatever magic transmission it's looking for.
Okay. So you're just going to have Aelin move you down to where Glaven is?
Yes.
And attempt to force some sort of magic there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to magic skeleton key this.
What magic are you trying to put in? What spell are you casting? What are you doing?
I don't have an exact spell in mind. I'm really just unleashing raw magic energy at this point.
Okay.
I'm at the end of my wits here.
What spells do you have available to cast?
Shield, Mage Armor, Silvery Barbs, Magic Missile, Enhance Ability, Hold Person.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've got both level 1 and level 2 spells. You have a range of different schools of magic to cast. Choose one of them that you have available. So, like, for instance, Shield would be Abjuration. Magic Missile would be Evocation. Those sort of things. Choose which one you think is correct. And let me know whether you cast it at first level or second level.
Can I roll the Arcana check to try to get a better idea of what I need to do?
I will allow that.
That was what I needed Yoi to give me the advantage on. Does Yoi provide me advantage as you see Ophelia scrambling to not get killed?
Yes.
All right. Let's party.
Let's party. Good luck.
It saved me from a natural 1, so 18 is what we have here.
18. As you look through these filters, I don't remember all of your spell lists. I don't know if you have this spell, any spell in this school of magic available to you. But the type of magic that is being used here specifically is transmutation.
Fuck. Let me see what I have. Let me see what I have. Give
If
me 1 second. I might have something. Transmutation.
I might also have something. Do you want me to check my spell list?
you guys don't
you
think,
can-
if you guys don't think that they're going to be able to get through right now, I'm speaking specifically to Yoi, Glarin. If you guys want to do something else, go for it. I'm giving you guys a little bit extra time right now.
But I key blast a dark vision.
I have a transmutation spell on me.
Okay.
Never mind.
I really don't want to use it, but it's going to be enhanced ability at the 2nd level.
Okay.
I'm going to use it to try to prop this door open.
You are going to cast. Please make me an intelligence spell check right now. That
As
it
I'm
being at a level
forcing
2.
something that shouldn't work.
Yes. This is going to be modified due to you using it as a 2nd level rather than a 1st level. This would be an intelligence check.
Is there any way I could get some form of advantage on this in any capacity?
There is no one that is currently casting a transmutation spell with you, unfortunately.
Do you want me to look at my spell list?
Take a look, because I might need a hand.
Take a look. I'm
I-
giving you a limited amount of time.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Transmutation.
I'm being nice. I'm gonna go back while you guys are looking. Glarin, are you guys doing anything to hide yourselves, stand out of the way, or stand guard?
All right.
I'd like to stealth.
All right. You can stealth.
Man, I don't want to cast this, but I will because I was saving it for something cool. I'll cast Catapult.
Catapult's
That's
transmutation.
transmutation?
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Level 1, level 2. What you got?
Level 1.
Level 1. Okay. So each level of the spell modifies the DC of this. This originally starts as a DC 20, down by 3. This is a DC 17 intelligence check. Elminia, as both of you are casting into it, Ophelia is the one that started it as the catalyst. You get to roll an intelligence check at advantage.
Okay.
DC
what's advantage?
17.
It's crucial. It's crucial to the plot that I rigged this door open. I hit 17 exactly.
Oh, nice.
I rolled a 12 and a 14.
As as each of you kind of watch, Ophelia begins kind of weaving this spell and pressing it into the glyph. Yoi, you kind of see this and add a bit of magical essence to it, and with it, the door slowly, agonizingly begins to slide open. I'm gonna roll. You guys did fail the exact timer, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna roll a slight initiative and see if you guys beat any of them. It's each of you guys get to roll an initiative right now, just an initiative check. These guys don't have any pluses to their initiative, so it's just straight what I roll on the dice.
Give me a
Oh,
break.
that's
I'm
difficult.
looking at a pretty solid 18.
18.
Oh, you'll do your thing. You'll do your thing.
Ophelia, you don't have to roll initiative because you're getting pulled with Aelin.
Okay.
Yoi,
Fast as fuck, boy.
16.
16. Okay. Glarin,
21.
21.
19.
19. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Do we win?
Am I cool like that?
By fucking 1, you win.
No,
On
I'm
that,
cool like
that lowest, beat it by 1. Oh, okay. As each of you are able to, if you want to, now Yoi, Aelin / Ophelia on here, because wherever he goes, you kind of have to go. Glarin and you get the choice to move into the door. If you want to, just say yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
All of you push through this small, cramped doorway. Into it, you see, just a immediate chamber that you're not registering anything right now. As the other two far away kind of dash up and push through, as soon as the other two, kind of focus on not, on just like getting through, you watch as the door almost like automatically begins to slowly slide shut again. As Glaber, you almost kind of get clipped in the door, being the last to slide through, and you hear it just slowly rumble. Closed.
That's a problem for later, but I have all the keys.
You do.
So that door's not opening from this side again.
All right. And with that, each of you hear a armored something metallic kind of step around and kind of like pull off. It's very muffled. This door does a mostly fine job about obscuring any sound of you guys, but you hear something turn the corner.
What is in the corner of this room?
As you guys kind of disregard whatever's on the other side of that door that you stepped through.
I'll
you look
listen in.
around. Yeah, you can make a perception check.
I don't have
I'll
disadvantage.
assist with that.
Am I getting advantage, or are you making your own?
What's your plus?
4?
Yeah, you can have advantage.
Doesn't matter. 10. My passive's higher.
10. As you kind of like listen through it, you hear almost like this kind of low, masculine, muffled voice kind of speaking through, and then a slightly higher tinge, like the difference between a baritone and a bass voice, kind of exchange some sort of muffled words that you can't quite make out on the other side. As you two are listening at the door, you can make a perception or investigation check of this room. Please tell me which.
We'll go with perception. 13.
13. This room looks to be quite aptly named as a testing chamber. You can see different kind of like stocked shelves of different like parchmented paper with one of these books kind of sprawled open on a table. It looks to be like a special type of parchment that's kind of dipped in some sort of wax or harder like kind of shelved material to make it more water resistant. You can see kind of different characters scrawled across in Elvish, and you can see different things about water level and flow routes and engineering things.
Are there any blank pages of that waxy paper?
Yeah. You kind of move over and kind of spin the book over. This one looks to be the logbook currently being used, and as it's currently being used, there's blank paper near the back.
I'm just gonna like take the loose pages, like the fresh pages, and just carefully put them in my bag.
Okay.
Maybe in like kind of tucked into like another notebook that I have or something.
Gotcha. You can add 4 pieces of waterproof parchment. That's of the top side of the room. The left side of this room, you can see these kind of like running pipes, mostly metallic, but there's these small like viewing windows just to kind of look in and see what's kind of moving through the water. You can see different pipes having different levels of water. On the far end, you can see one bit is almost like crystalline water just flowing through this pipe. It almost looks like the pipe itself is empty with how clean and clear it is. And then on the kind of far right side, kind of closest to where Ophelia and Aelin are, another pipe that has these kind of black flecks of material kind of like moving through the pipe at a constant rate with this kind of like tinge basically to the clarity of the water. But this kind of testing chamber. And as you kind of look at it, the pipes all move together into this kind of conjoin into a tank that mixes them all, it seems. And at the end of it, that kind of runs through the southernmost part of this room, you can see a large kind of hatch that looks like it is made to be pulled open to the side to almost release things outwards. I would like you to make an intelligence check on. That is your name.
17.
17. As you look at this piece, look at this bit, you can surmise that if this latch is modified, it could be made to fully pull out. As its current position, you could kind of like set it to, not set it to the side, but like fully pull it out, and you'd assume that that releases the water somewhere. But with it, with this kind of little bit of knowledge, you realize that the kind of latch or door for this section could be fully pulled off its hinges, set to the side, giving enough room for someone to slip through that way.
Okay. Where were the windows? Are those on the south side too?
Are you talking about the pipes with windows on them?
Yeah.
Because you're underground, there are no windows to outside here.
Or like where the tank is.
Yeah, so there is a large tank next to the hatch that all of the pipes run to. That tank is on the it is on the southern side, about next to the hatch, taking up about 15 feet of room.
Okay. And the hatch doesn't go into the tank.
No, the hatch connects to the tank, and it looks like you pull it out to almost like open up a pathway. I'll try to get you a bit of a visual reference of where the tank is. But it looks like it can be kind of basically pulled aside, and would allow the water that is in the tank to rush maybe into another pipe, maybe outwards. You don't know exactly. You do know that you're very close to the southern wall, and so the amount of southward movement that you've been would be indicative of maybe being at the southern wall at this point.
Okay. What if we just opened the hatch? Well, how about we do that?
Let me look at some of these papers before you do that.
Ugh, you're so lame.
I got us in here, so.
Alright, fine.
You can make an investigation check.
Yeah?
If anyone wants to bring you over there. You don't have to.
Don't get ratatouille now.
Don't get ratatouille.
Investigation. My dice are rolling like dog water today. They heard me, natural 20.
Natural 20, as you're kind of not just going through the initial log, but you're pulling other books kind of off the bookshelf and looking. This is the downtown testing facility for repurposed water, for basically sewage treatment, and then for tainted release. Basically, these are the pipes that run down from the wall on the side of the room. Are checked water that has kind of failed a portion or been deemed to fail a portion. And get basically mixed into this tank for some sort of final decontamination before it is released outside. But this is where they conduct water purity tests, and then whatever water they've been testing on gets released.
And what would happen if we pulled this thing?
Pulling the latch basically conducts the finishing of the test. That latch being opened expels any water that is currently in the tank, where it runs for about 50 feet through arcanely kind of propelled stations slightly upward. It only has to travel about 15-20 feet uphill, quote unquote, before then it is released into kind of like a kind of marshland-esque onto the southern side of Allanar Oren, outside of the city.
So we're not gonna pull that.
That's where we want to go, though, isn't it? It's our whole goal to get outside the south, to the south of the city, right?
Do you want to flood it while we walk through it, though?
I can't imagine that the tank has any
Didn't they
water in
say
it
it's
right now,
blocked?
right?
So the latch itself, although it has different like safety switches on it so that the water doesn't immediately get expelled from the tank, there's no like specific like lock and key. As it, from what it details, any water that is collected for testing gets basically held in the pipes, moved to the tank afterwards. And you guys did see the water running through those pipes. And then once those latches are opened, it is arcanely like propulsed through that tank, and then carried up slightly uphill before it filters out into basically a Elven created small marsh that has been made at the southern region of Allanar Oren.
Okay. And there are no like ball valves or anything to cordon off flow to the tank
Not
in
on
case of like a leak or something?
not on the tank itself, no.
What about on the pipes?
As you move over to the pipes, you do in fact see valves to kind of cut off the water flow on each of the pipes.
Okay, we're perfect then. Let's get all this water turned off.
All right. Glarin, you kind of reach down and begin to cut it, and you see the water kind of become still in those pipes as you kind of move between each of them. The tank is about maybe a third full at this point. It can hold a lot of water, but the flow to it has been cut off.
Yeah, if we just flush the tank and then do a second pull once the pipe is empty to try and bust the gate open, that should give us our exit, right?
You're welcome to try.
Maybe let's investigate the gate a bit more, because there's another door over here. There's a lot we haven't seen. So let's hold off on flooding the wall for now.
Wouldn't it just be safe to assume that that goes around?
They wouldn't put this area behind a door that was as complicated as that if there wasn't something else on this side of the door. Is this door that, like, on the opposite one, is this some form of magic metal door, or is this just a door?
Is it just a door? It's not just a door. It is definitely not as complicated as the one that you guys had just gone through. It is still metallic, but you do see a standard, like, general locked padlock-esque device, or I should say key hole on this metallic door. Definitely a more standard lock and key approach.
While you guys check that, let me look over these papers a bit more to see if I can find out more about the blockage, and then we'll decide if we should be messing with this. the last thing we'd want to do is somehow touch something we don't understand, reverse the flow of water through the city, and cause I don't know, an outbreak of the plague.
I would say this is. I can understand looking through the papers first, but I would wager a guess to say that one, the flow only moves one direction through those pipes, and two, as a test center, as this room seems to be, there should be, once the flow is closed off, there should be no other way for water to go through into the tank.
Well,
But yeah, we can check out the door if you want to go through the papers.
I'll go through the papers. You guys check the door. So I'm gonna slither out of the bag onto the table and look over all these things to see if I can find any records and things like that. And effectively, if Aelin doesn't stick behind, we are disjointed at the moment.
I want to check out the door.
Okay.
I think it needs a boot.
We'll
Does the key that Eli found in the
Wait.
jacket fit in the lock?
group. Unfortunately, does not fit in this lock now.
Yes.
Look around for a key before you go breaking down doors. It's been a nuisance already.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and kick the door.
Yeah, I'll kick with them.
Okay, both of you roll athletics checks.
Oh, that's so good. 21.
I rolled much worse this time. This time I'm helping you. I got a 9.
Boom, as the door kind of like bends inward awkwardly as you guys are a little bit it takes a moment of you guys kind of like kicking in at it as the metal slowly bends and curls a bit under your armored feet before the kind of metal that keeps the lock in place kind of bends at an awkward angle. You hear like this plink snap bit as the door kind of curls inward.
Does it open or does it just go over?
It in fact does open. And this is the largest room, so give me a moment.
Ooh,
Is that poop? Is that poop?
gross.
You know, Glarian, beef aside, I'm really enjoying kicking doors with you.
Yeah, kicking doors with you is definitely a plus to being in a sewer.
Yeah. This is quite fun. Anyway, what do we got in here?
So, what you
I will
see...
inspect the door
Mhm.
for tripwires before we enter, though. I want to look for tripwires.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. It will be bad, but I'll do it anyway. I don't see shit, dude. It was a 2 plus 3, maybe 2, 1, 0. I don't know. At least 5. Or at most.
Also investigate.
At least or at most 5.
My investigation is a 16.
16. You don't see anything on this door. What you do see is a small 5 by 10 platform that then descends about 10-15 feet by a metallic ladder. Looking over it, you can see a large basin of water slowly flowing and circulating of shifting colors. You can see the standard like cleared like slight bluish tint of water, but I would say, what was the passive of you two, since you two are the door crew?
14, I believe.
14?
Passive perception is a 12.
12. I would say both of you are able to see a like slight rainbow-esque sheen on top of the water.
Gross.
Gross.
Down the ladder itself, you can see this kind of like brown, red, and black kind of sludge that kind of like stands over this walkway that is still slightly above just barely above the water, but still at like a walkway above. And then you can see a longer, thinner walkway kind of moving between before it kind of spins back out. And you can see it kind of stepping up as another kind of like 5x10 platform. And you can see a door that you're smart enough to know is the same door that was the western door that you did not go through.
Well, this was an exercise in futility, but glad to know there was nothing harmful back here.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, and we were told that the easier the path, the more we get paid. So if we can figure out what the combination is, then we should be more golden on that end. Hopefully the armor guys can't get through so easy, though, with all this goop over here.
Well, worst case scenario, we can always, kind of shove them in the water and get ourselves some space.
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia, any luck with those notes? Wouldn't have
Any
to
luck
have
with
the
these
password
notes?
with it.
So what are you looking for specifically, Ophelia?
I'm trying to find out more about this blockage in the ducts that Adler was telling us about, and if they know what is down there and what's causing it.
Any like sewer blockages?
Yeah, like he says the path is blocked by something like a barricade.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if the city's sending water down it outside the marsh pipe, they would know about it. Are they recording it at all here? Did they do it? Like, what's going on here?
Basically speaking, that there is a as you kind of move through and kind of look for anything stated as a blockage, there's no distinct mention of it, which tends to think that you guys might have not gone down the direct path that Adler was expecting you to. Although that's kind of on him because he didn't give you any direction after go to here. As such, you're kind of looking through the log dates and realizing that this place hasn't been actually used in several months now. The facility has been left bare, as the last bit on it was actually a work stall order stating that any maintenance workers or testing employees are, as of this moment, on a work hold due to extraneous conditions within the southern region due to a pest issue. As such, the doors are to be locked and sealed to prevent the pest issues from getting into important areas. And the guard will see to it that the issue on the southwestern end is taken care of with expediency. And this was marked 3 or 4 months ago.
So Adler wants us to clear out this pest issue that the bureaucratic red tape wasn't resolved in 3 to 4 months. Is that what I'm gathering here?
That, or he thought you could punch a hole in the pest issue, and rather than punching a hole in the pest issue, you guys may have accidentally just gone into the secured part of the sewer that he did not expect you guys to be able to get into. Your mind could come with up those two options. Either option A, he expects you guys to clear out the pest issue because the bureaucrats haven't, or B, he expected you to clear out the pest issue because he didn't think that you guys could get through the myriad of locked and protected doors.
Okay. If I fill up that tank with water and flush it through, are they describing the nature of this pest issue? I bet they don't. I bet they just call it a pest issue and say, "Oh, it's hush hush."
They're
Do they
not
describe what kind of pest it is?
They're not describing the pests. Just saying that it's dangerous enough to call the workers away. But also notably, they're not talking about the immediate spot that you're in. You'd expect that you're in like the southeastern section. They're talking about the pest issue in the southwestern section and cordoning off the southeastern bit so that it doesn't spread there. In the area that you guys are, you find no evidence on these pages that it's even infected or has a pest issue.
Okay.
Only to the western side.
It stands to reason that on the other side, if we all want to zoom out over here, there's another room similar to this one.
Yep.
Can I assume that that's the case here?
I think that's safe.
All right. We have gone in the wrong direction. And I'm assuming the people we heard behind us were guards because we blew that room up.
Well, I would assume that, but if the room on the southeastern side is similar to this one, wouldn't this room just also work for getting out of the town?
I mean...
And wouldn't this be the safest and most efficient path anyway, if we can get this to work?
I mean, with the guards after the explosion, it would take a week or two, but if we could prop all the doors open, I mean, theoretically that would work.
Well, and if we can figure out what the combination to this outside door is, we don't even have to prop the doors open. We have keys now. We have a key and we have the combination pieces. As long as we can figure out what the combo is, this should be pretty, basically the best route that they could have.
I don't think it really matters what road they take, to be honest. It's all gonna go to the same place.
Didn't they say, depending on which route we took and how safe it was, we'd get paid more?
Mm-hmm.
This feels relatively safe
That's
to me.
factual, yeah. Well, we gotta get back to this brown sludge, but once we can figure out the door, I get it, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we're going to have to trudge through the sludge, but once we're through there and...
Is there any mention of the combination to this door on any of these papers? Perhaps a scrawled note from a... Right? Yeah, it's like a side note from a youngish, intern employee. The combination to the door, the rune looks for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you forget, so you don't have to trudge through the shit chamber.
You don't have to forget. None of you have made a investigation check of this room as a whole. I would allow an investigation check of the room, trying to find something.
I mean, I looked over these papers with that nat 20, nothing in there.
Nothing in the log books, no. You were looking over the logs and the records. Those are official things. You have to look. You have to look for the equivalent of sticky notes right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look on this desk for sticky notes. And everyone checks the rest of the room.
Investigation.
That's another natural 20
Oh
for my
God.
area.
21 from me.
Everyone, 9. Everyone.
I got a nat 1.
Nice. Everyone kind of moves throughout the room, kind of looking for different things, not finding too much. Ophelia, you kind of, as you are kind of looking over the desk, you kind of move a little bit wrong, and your arm kind of slips, and you almost fall off the side of the desk. And as you do, your head gets a little bit close to kind of the in-between of where the desk actually meets the wall, and your eyes catch a kind of slip of paper that's kind of pressed up between the desk and the wall. And with it, your arm, you kind of grab out and look. And you kind of unfold, and in kind of overly neat elvish handwriting, as though someone who's kind of perfected their handwriting and you'd expect would make a statement out of it. You see the an odd kind of almost encouraging little note to oneself here. Scrawled on across this of across it of remind yourself, Kincaid, the when you don't feel like a researcher, the test process makes you feel closer to a painter. And then, like, almost like a small little smile that's neatly detailed in the corner of the note.
Is Ophelia reading that aloud?
She does, and with a scoff, she says, "Leave it to those folks to leave encouraging notes with no actual material on them."
So it was when you don't feel like a researcher, the testing process makes you feel like a painter.
Yes.
Okay, crazy thought. They were colored, right? Are we just supposed to put them in the rainbow?
That's what I was thinking, but we're missing violet and ROYGB. Yeah, we're just missing violet. So we have red, blue, green, orange, yellow, white, and black for the colors. There's no violet in here to do the Roy G. Biv thing. We could just do like the colors and leave out white and black and see what happens.
I'm gonna make my, if Aelin allows, I'm gonna make my way back in the back, and I want to go investigate this door from the other side.
Yeah, I'll carry Ophelia over.
With this neatly written, useless note in mind on the process of unlocking this door, and with the assortment of variables I have available to us, could I now in some way interpret how this is supposed to work after looking at the room from the other side?
I mean, looking at this, it's not hard to see of just when the glyph that is lit up provides power that keeps the door open. When the door loses power, it automatically shuts itself to seal. This bit doesn't exactly show you how the glyph, unfortunately, is powered.
I'm gonna, if anyone wants to come over here and test these vials, we can just kind of feel like painters together, I guess.
Yeah. Can I look at the pipes real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any like color labels or anything like that? How many? I should say, I guess first, how many pipes are there moving into the tank?
There is only there's only 6 pipes moving into the tank.
Okay. And the... Okay. 6 pipes moving into the tank. Are the pipes, like, marked with any specific colors on them or anything of that nature?
You can see that the pipes have the actual what am I trying to say? The valves of them are marked. The valves are marked with the colors from the closest side to you to the farthest side, with the respective green, yellow, red, blue, black, and white.
Okay, so everything but green. Okay, cool. Oh, green and orange, yeah. Everything but green and orange. No, you said green,
green
right?
was the first one I
You
said.
said green.
Green,
Everything
green,
but
yellow,
orange.
red, blue, black, white.
Yeah, so everything but orange. Okay. Cool. Well, we can give that a try then. First, we need to deal with the guards, though, and get
The brown sludge.
get through the brown sludge.
I'm assuming that the brown sludge is from the water in this area decreasing when you did all the stuff over here. Referencing the sounds I heard, does that make sense?
Referencing what you heard, I mean, you did in the bit of it because Glaring just kind of went through and slotted things in. Looking back on it, you do remember for when he had inserted rods, either the sound of water moving or the sound of water rushing somewhere. So him inserting the rods did correlate to water being moved or transferred somewhere in some way.
I prefer not to go to the brown sludge. But if we don't really have a choice, we can't open this door from this side.
Well, so that's the thing. Now that we have some semblance of an idea of what the combination is, not everyone has to go through the sludge. We can have the people who are most likely to be able to like deal with the guards if we get into combat with them move through there and then try and slot in the combination.
So you and Yoy.
Sure.
I have to go through the sludge.
You have the nice jacket.
But my hooves, I just got them Ignore me. You know what? Fine. Yoy will bust out the coat and tie it around herself in a huff. Then let's go.
Okay. Can't you like press to digitate or something to clean yourself off on the other side?
That is besides the point.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to go traipsing through the muck either. But that's the privilege you get as someone that remains topside. You won't get instantly killed on the spot when you encounter a guard. So have fun in the sludge.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone have a spare bit of cloth I could wrap around my face?
I do.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna wrap that around his face and roll up his pants.
Absolutely.
And do I want to? How? Can we see like the bottom, like peeking through the door? Can we see the bottom of like the water that's in this room, like the floor area?
No, you cannot.
I better keep my boots on. That's okay. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, you should take this with you. I'd like to know what's going on. And I'm gonna extend my arm out to Yoy.
Hmm?
She like gestures for you like to like touch her hand.
Yoy will slip her hand out.
And when our hands touch, you immediately see a spider dart from underneath her sleeve up your arm.
Yoy screams a little bit and yanks her hand away, shaking her arm. I don't know if she'll successfully shake the spider off.
Spider can make a athletics or acrobatics. Yoy, you will do the same.
Okay.
I gotta get the thing for this.
I mean,
Acrobatics.
if you do better than a 4,
I think that's gonna be perfectly fine. 13.
As you kind of swing around your arm trying to wave the spider off of you, it clings tightly to your clothes, which does not help your situation at the moment.
And from then on, it's up your shoulder, into your hair. Nice and cushy. In hiding. In the lambkin's mane.
you
I
could
don't
have
act
just
so
said that you
afraid.
wanted my earring.
It's not an actual spider, Lambkin. You'll be fine.
Okay. Clayren, if we
Yes?
don't leave this room right now,
I'm gonna drop my bag and crap in here before we go. I'm not gonna bring that with me, and then yeah, we can go.
You take your papers with you.
Yes, of course. I always keep my papers here in my jacket pocket.
All right. The two of you head out onto the platform, the 2x10 platform, as both of you can see it descends down to the walkway. Are able to transpire whichever way you please.
Okie doke. Is there like a how far out does the platform go exactly?
So you guys are currently on that small platform. It is up about 15 feet and then descends via a metal ladder down onto this point that I'm pinging. That is ground level, basically equal level with the water and the muck. So Aelin, Ophelia, and are staying behind as the two of you kind of descend the ladder and are standing at this kind of like reservoir of water. You see just kind of like that almost like oily surface of the water and the like reddish like almost rust colored muck and mud that kind of covers the walkway.
Okay, yeah. No point in waiting.
Sharing my senses.
Where are you going?
Well, let's just I'm pulling this up something just real quick. And then yep. Let's boogie. Let's jump on in, climb down the ladder.
Clayren,
Yes.
how strong are you?
Are you asking me to carry you?
I mean, Aelin can do it with Ophelia. Why can't you
Look,
carry me through the
look.
sludge?
Look. If there's something else in this sludge besides just muck, I need to have my hands free.
All right.
Glaren, you take the first step into this reddish, like pseudo liquid. As you feel your boot press into it, it slowly squelches and slides down just to be above the ankle and below the shin. You finish putting your weight on it and do feel some sort of rock underneath it as you begin to trudge slowly through this paste. At the moment, you're at difficult terrain. No surprises there.
Clayren, please.
I'm gonna have to burn these boots after we're done.
Please don't make me do this.
Fine.
Yes.
This is gonna be a slow trudge through here. I'm dropping you if something comes out of the mud.
That's fine.
As you are wading through difficult terrain while carrying someone, Glaren, I would ask for an athletics check.
Understandable.
The other two in the room just heard Ophelia giggling to herself the whole time.
You're that
It's a
fucking
6.
kid with a VR headset. This sucks for them. Glaren, you're
I'm gonna fall into the sludge, aren't I?
No.
as you begin to pull yourself about this far, carrying Yoi with you, you hit something solid in the muck and as it comes, your right leg kind of crumbles, and the two of you kind of like lurch forward with both of you just kind of. You hear this like wet slap as the two of you kind of hit the muck. Yoi, the kind of bottom of your form that is closer to the muck, kind of gets sprayed with the liquid, and with Glarin, it kind of sprays up the front of your chest, kind of coating about half of each of you in this nasty paste.
Well, that's just great.
Fine, fine. And she'll hop off of Gwayrin. I guess I'll just. She's like gagging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just walk through the mud.
Okay.
I guess. Let's press forward.
All right. As the two of you make your way through, as you have, you've pulled over some sort of threshold. Please, both of you, make a con saving throw.
And I have advantage because
Damn
this
it.
lovely mask that I put on.
I will modify your save by 1.
By one.
I have advantage because I'm wearing a cool coat.
I would say, honestly, because a lot of it isn't touching your skin, I would say yes, because of that special coat. The coat's made for it, James.
Her swag is too cool.
I see how it is.
Dude, nice 22.
No. 8.
8.
Goes to me anything.
Glarin, it is your turn to be poisoned.
Right. I may be immune. I don't remember what level I get that at. I will double check.
Let
for
me
you.
know, because there's a further effect on your failure.
I'm trying to find it here. When do I get to be immune? Divine Health. It is 3rd level. Let me find it in here. It doesn't... It's just a disease. Ugh.
This is a disease, so you're okay.
Also, I get to avoid the crap. Okay, cool.
Okay. Nice, because otherwise you would have... I would have only gone down 2. That's fine. As the two of you wade through the muck, Glarin able to kind of shake it off, and Yoi feeling very, very, very thankful for finding and donning that jacket as the two of you move through this area. What are passive perceptions right now?
12.
10.
Okay.
I'm technically here with a 14.
As they kind of like move through the muck, you could just kind of hear this like almost like burbling sound as though gas is escaping through where they're leaving their steps. And it's just a very unpleasant experience, as you have a feeling that if a large group of people move through here, it would not be safe for them. That's all. Specifically because Yoi has appropriate gear, and Glarin's apparently just built different right now, covered in this paste. They're not
they're gonna
suffering
get-
ill effects.
They're gonna get everything under the sun. I meant it when I was talking about dysentery. Ophelia's aware, in some aspect, I'm going to assume, of what traipsing through waste will do to you.
Mm-hmm. It's something that like pulls away at your natural health. This actually, you know what, Ophelia, you'll get to make a medicine check right now.
Alright.
Beat a 15 for me, will you?
We'll see. We're probably not going to.
We'll see. Probably not.
Yeah, nah, not one.
That one, yeah. I mean,
I'll
you
roll
know,
something else for you.
you know that although this is definitely bad, you're not exactly sure what the negatives of this are.
You've been afflicted with stinky.
You've been inflicted with stinky. But
Can I make a medicine check to try and figure out what the ill effects would be?
sure, make a medicine check.
Me when the spider doesn't have to
can I
make the
try
checks because it's
too?
in her
Absolutely.
hair.
Anyone
15.
witnessing this are fine.
Medicine 18.
18. As you all are pushing through this and look, you're able to discern that this is something that would slowly, kind of leech energy and leech constitution from you. The con save fail is you are diseased indefinitely, and every day until you make the save, you will be poisoned, with disadvantage on the saving throw specifically for diseases, and every time you fail it afterwards, your hit point maximum is reduced by 1d10.
Ooh.
Darkest Dungeon Dookie disease.
Do you just die if that hits 0?
Yes, you do.
Oh my gosh. Very glad to be disease. Okay,
Chronic
cool.
wasting, man.
And that's the worst thing, is because it's made to stay and fester. The first failure just gives you the disease. And as you're making the save, the people that you spend time with will have to roll around you or get infected. It's a very dirty disease.
Okay. Maybe that'll help us if we get into combat, though, because we're covered in shit.
But the two of you do manage to slog your way up and pull yourselves through the muck trench and back onto some sort of just worked stone kind of catwalk next to the oily, slick water.
Any chance you can clean us off a little bit?
You're talking to me.
I am.
Fine. Alright, prestidigitation.
And with that, you remove the chance of infecting your friends in an hour or so. So, probably for the best.
Okay.
How would you guys like
Cool.
to proceed?
Perception check first.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, rolling like shit. That's a 5.
Unfortunate.
Put this dice away.
Nothing changes in your perception.
Okie doke. Well, let's just press forward then.
Alright, you guys are able to move forward again. It was 10 and 12 are your perceptions?
Minus 12, yes.
Okay.
Yup.
Alright.
14.
I'll see if that matters.
And Peggy.
And Peggy. These two don't hear it over their kind of like moaning and miffing about the state of their armor and the state of their dress. But as they actually do move over and actually get next to the base of that ladder, Ophelia, you through the spider can hear those like muffled conversations, some kind of muffled elvish conversation happening in low tones up top on the other side of that door, as the door did not seem to be sealed like the one, the more metallic, the hardier metallic ones down below on the two, that one that was the puzzle door and the other one that you guys beat the shit out of.
Well, it's time for, I hope Yoi's not squeamish because she's getting Morse coded. The spider will go tip-a-tapping on you.
I'm so glad that spider's
Oh,
not in Glaren's
Lord.
hair.
Make
Don't
an
remember
Yoi's
what I-
spine goes straight. She's goosebumped up. She's distraught. Does she even pick up that this is Morse code?
make an
DM?
intelligence check.
You gotta get rid of your treatment of something.
This is one hell of an exposure therapy.
Where the? Where is? I can never find it when I need it.
You're smart, Lamb. You'll get through this.
23.
23. You freeze and kind of go stiff enough for like Glaren to take notice for a moment as he like stops and looks back at you with a bit of worry, and you're like, you're in that like you kind of thing as you kind of like raise your hands to almost like brush it out of your hair, like this is too much, and you pause for a moment as you realize of a letter kind of being traced out. It is something that you are familiar with. What letter are we doing?
You're gonna get a G.
Okay.
You get a U.
Okay.
And if we go and interrupt you, you're gonna get guards other side.
This is very tense pause there, and as you kind of look back of like Yoi looking like she's like stealing herself in something that you don't see or hear necessarily, as this rapid bit of dots and dashes kind of being tapped across your scalp, Yoi.
Byron,
Yes.
the spider is telling me that there are guards on the other side.
The spider is telling you.
Yes.
Okay. Who can we trust if not the spider?
That's the point.
Okay. My stealth is shit, but we can try. Yep, that's a 3.
All right.
Damn, I got a 17.
As the two of you kind of move to like slowly creep up the ladder, Laren, a bit of your boot is still slick, and you just and you hear that resounding metal on metal, and now you kind of hear, because they're not talking in a whispered tone of a deeper voices. I knew I heard something. Hello, are you all right? Just kind of muffled coming through the door. I'm here to help.
And I can't see them. Can I insight? How does the voice sound?
Sure.
Fuck me. 6.
You don't know. You're currently like you've hit your shin and it kind of wrung you a little bit. It like slipped through one of the little movement cracks in your armor, and you're just kind of like blinking in pain a little bit as both of you just hear him. Are you all right?
Byron, what's the play? What do we say?
Just fine, thanks.
All right.
You're... And you hear just kind of like this like kind of whispered thing of like, what are you... And kind of like a higher voice. I don't know. And it's fine. Are you able to come out?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Is something wrong?
Was the door locked up there? Can you open it?
Do you need assistance? That wasn't my question, sir. Are you all right?
We're fine, thanks.
There's this kind of like weird, awkward pause.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right then. Well, if everything's all right, you're welcome to come out.
Lyran,
Alright, whatever.
Lyran, are we gonna die?
The
You
spider's
just- you
tip and tapping again.
I'm covered in
Just
mud.
stay right there. Just
I
stay
wanna
right
die
there.
covered in mud.
Lyran's going up the ladder.
The spider's
Okay.
tip and tapping again.
Glarin heads up the ladder.
Is the door locked?
The door is locked, just like you had tested before. It's locked from both sides. Perfect.
Perfect. The door seems to be locked. I can't get through.
Did you lose your key?
Yes, I think it fell out of my pocket back in the sludge over here as I was trying to go through. I kind of tripped a little bit. My boot kind of got a little stuck in the muck.
Make a deception check.
Lyran, I have a key. Do you need the key?
No,
want
I
to
don't
do
want the
something. I
key.
want to do something. Whoever's leading the conversation, I need to do something here.
Morse code is taking minutes, and Glarin
No,
is not
I'm going
there to
beyond
listen.
Morse code. If you're the one
Okay.
that's talking and you're leading the conversation, the spider is gonna jump on you, and a spell is getting cast. Wait a second. Wait.
Deception's a dirty 20.
Wait. Okay, fine. Never mind. You don't want my spell. Fuck you. The whole purpose was me to help, but go on, do it. Do it without enhance ability.
We got it. It'll be fine.
You kind of hear just shuffling of. It's in these kind of like muffled voices, kind of through the door, of like kind of whispering back and forth of. Do you need assistance getting out? Then are you trapped?
Well, I can't get through the door. I may be able to get out through the other side, though. I wouldn't have really jumped to go through the muck if I had any other choice, now would I?
And you hear of just like a muck. What's? It's just how the. I don't. God's. All right. Well, if you are stuck, hang tight. We'll get you out.
I'm going to pull out my sword and wind up a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm going to wait for the door to open.
Okay.
Oh dear God. Lyran, are you sure we don't want to try and talk our way out of this one
Well,
first?
I don't.
It's worth noting for Yoy that the spider's going absolutely bonkers on your scalp right now.
Do the ear. You have to do it. Do the ear.
No, don't do the ear.
You're about to if you don't start fucking.
Ugh. Should I try and talk it out? Yoy is like hidden down underneath the ladder, right?
As far as you're aware, yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah. I'll leave the sword sheathed. I'll try and talk our way out of it. We can try and not get too.
Is there a way for
Violent.
Yoy to hide, like, at the bottom of the ladder?
I mean, you're currently hiding at the bottom of the ladder with that 17.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Great. Yeah. All right.
As long as you don't cast a spell or anything like that, you're fine. It takes like a minute and a half, as you can hear kind of like shuffling and movement of armor and metal on the other side of the door. And you're just, come on, gods, just give it a hit. I've got it. Got it. And you hear the voice kind of move closer, and the rustle of metal in the door, and you hear a latch kind of turn as the door opens. You're caught kind of in the glare of a torch kind of being pointed in the doorway. Sorry. This man kind of pulls back, and you can see a two individuals immediately. You can see a human man, this kind of brown hair that's kind of a little bit long, just above his shoulders, holding the torch and these keys. You can see that a small short sword-esque is kind of like clipped to his hip, and behind him is a helmeted individual in armor. You can see these kind of like deep green cloth, kind of stitched and insignia. You immediately recognize this as a military uniform. That
Okay.
kind of like is kind of stepped back as this individual kind of looks at you, and you hear the voice as the helmet itself kind of peers down and then pulls around the mouth, so you don't hear any like reverberation from the metal while he speaks. But that voice that was originally talking to you comes through of, at the very least, we had a key to that. You're not as covered in muck as someone I'd expect to have fallen over. What was down there?
Just a whole pile of well shit. And luckily I was able to, clean myself off a little bit once I was out of the pit, but yeah, I wouldn't go in there if I was you guys. It's nasty and full of disease.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, we're okay. We're okay. Where's that? A +4. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As both of them kind of look at each other, and the man kind of like nods, and the guard kind of like shrugs his shoulders. I mean, are there anyone else with you down here? I thought that this was a...
No. Just me. I was contracted to come down here and clean out some sort of wee beastie or something that was causing issues, but it seems I may have gotten turned around or lost or something.
You see kind of like both their shoulders kind of like sag in like a bit of relief almost. Oh, well. Yeah, it's at least according to him, you're definitely turned around. How? I don't even know how you got... I mean, this is behind locked doors upon locked doors as far as I was aware. We weren't even supposed to be heading over here, but we heard some sort of ruckus and assumed something was spreading out. You heard like some sort of like... it was almost like a rushing or like a vacuum, some sort of air, and then could have sworn I heard someone yell out, but I mean, have you found anything?
No, just like I said, that whole pile of shit. I came in through this door. It must have locked behind me unintentionally, and yeah, I just ran into another locked door down there, and without my key, I just wasn't able to go any further.
Right. Well, who gave you the key, actually?
I can't remember his name right now. It was a half-elven fellow, kind of stocky with brown hair. You wouldn't happen to know who that is, would you?
Both kind of look at each other. Make a deception check for me.
Yeah. 15.
15. Okay. As both of them kind of look at each other. I mean, I haven't been here long enough to know any faces. I apologize. No. The southern guard and northern kind of dispersed from each other, and this chap looks like he's northern material. I mean, can't expect you to know everyone. Well, we can, I don't think you're going to be able to find your beastie down here if you're still looking for it, but we can get you up and out of here and maybe have, you can kind of relay what you've seen down here with your superior. We'll finish up our kind of run around and secure it off what we can.
That sounds good to me. I'll follow you guys out if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
Don't want to get myself lost again.
Absolutely. No, we were kind of. We've been tracking some reports of things going around down here, and we found several doors broken open. I worried that you might have been tracked or followed by something. Honestly, I just thought the thing was trying to get further into here, as I hadn't explored, but I think you're quite lucky, and we still should best be on our guard for something at least us size that can break through a door like that.
Of course.
The soldier kind of nods and, El, if you want to lead the way with the torch, of course. Let's get you out of here, sir. And the soldier nods at him and then nods over to you. Follow us then. And the guard begins kind of leading the way with the torch as you, I believe, with everything that you currently have on you, including the tubes.
I need to check something there because I'm considering it. My intention is to just follow these two out, so I want to be at the back if they let me.
Yeah.
Just try and naturally slide to the back, and then I'll just try and drop the tubes like let me see if I can do this. Just drop the tubes like right there as we pass by that corner.
Just drop the tubes like into that case again. Let them slide there.
Yeah, just in the leather pouch and just drop them on the floor. Just right by like the door, whichever side of this door like swings out if I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you do that, I would say make a sleight of hand check or stealth check, your choice.
Neither of them are great, but we can try. Can I like maybe try and stumble a little bit to sort of hide the noise?
I'll say make a performance or deception check, and if you hit DC 14, then I'll give you advantage on the sleight of hand or stealth roll.
Okay. Yep, so the performance is a 17.
Okay, that gives you advantage.
Perfect. And it's a natural 20.
Okay. As you guys kind of pass this corner, you mime a kind of stumbling and scuff your foot against the ground and kind of move forward. As you do, you're able to deftly kind of slide that leathered bag into a shadow where there are many of them. As you kind of stumble forward, the warrior kind of swings back. The soldier kind of like steadies you. Oh, well, we must still watch our step.
Of course. I'm a little clumsy right now, I think. Still a little woozy from all those fumes back there, probably.
Being in the sewer isn't going to do you much good then. Plenty of fumes down here. Let's get him out of here then. Right, follow. And you are being led up and out if you follow.
Oh man, I still have the pittance.
You do. I believe Aelin actually had the pittance, didn't he? Or did you have them?
He passed them over because
No, I
Aelin
didn't
was
know.
encumbered.
Right. Glairin does have the pittance.
Oh, but they were in my bag, and I left my bag back in the room.
Oh, that's fair. You guys got it.
Thank God. Okay, cool.
All right. Are you going to be trying to pull any other shenanigans, or are we counting Glairin as out of the sewer encounter at the moment? Are you going to follow them up and out?
As soon as Glairin is like out of the sewer, he's going to try and slip away from them. I don't want to try and deceive any higher ups besides these guys.
Okay.
That is as far as I'll go. So once I'm out of the sewer, I'll try and slip away. That's about
Got you. Worth noting, you don't go through that hatch that you guys had actually come through. You're actually going through further west, as there is another area that kind of gets shown to you. I'll reveal the path for you just so that you know. But yeah, after that, you guys we're passing it off to the lean, mean sewage team, including Yoi, who has just baited her breath through all of this. What is the move? What's the plan, Yoi?
Oh, good lord. Does Yoi have all the things to open the big door, or did Glarin take those with him?
As you slowly emerge out from there, you can make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Investigation 18.
18. As you kind of climb out and look alongside, trying to keep low to the ground to not kind of compromise yourself, you kind of look slightly to the door where the kind of like nooks of the shadows is, and you can see that leather bag that you know had those vials in them since you were the one that originally pulled them out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess I'm going to try and do what the plan was, trying to fix it, not fix it, put everything in except black and white, right?
All right, so you're gonna start slotting them in, and I'll say for the sake of you guys understanding it's a puzzle, you're looking more closely at not just you kind of slot those all in. So you slot in red into red, blue into blue, green into green, orange into orange, yellow into yellow, and then stop at black and white.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You do all of this, and you can hear kind of water shifting and moving. And as you do this, you go and check that glyph at that far door and do not see any change. But a small little... I would say make an investigation check again. 17. Kind of looking at it closer. The glyph doesn't have any additional light applied to it, but as you look at each of the other colors, it kind of got missed a little bit before, both because you weren't sure how straightforward or how devious the puzzle would be, but when the red is slotted into the red, it just shows red. When the blue is slotted into blue, it just shows blue. All the way until one exception, which is orange. And when it is slotted in, you can see the color hue slightly shift at the edges to be like this almost like cascade of like slowly shifting color. Every other one is just a solid color. Orange seems to be like this subtle kind of shift. It is the only one that is not straight just orange.
Okay. And I still have the spider, right?
You still have the spider.
Any ideas?
So explain to me what you said one more time. You said orange is interfacing with the thing on the wall.
Orange is instead of being a solid color when the vial is inserted, when the orange is inserted into the orange, it seems to actually take on like almost like a swatch of like changing colors. Meanwhile, the rest of them, it's just the color red. It's just the color blue. The orange instead seems to be like this interesting, almost like I would dare to say beautiful little like cascade of colors kind of coming from it.
Is it going in a pattern?
does not seem to be going in a distinct pattern. It just seems to be becoming, rather than like the color that's emitted from the red one is red, the color emitting from what was the orange glyph and the orange vial would be described best as multicolored.
Is there anything near this orange rune now that it's multicolored? Is there anything else I can perceive now that it's in multicolor?
No, nothing specific, nothing special. It's just worth noting that the orange is multicolored when the orange rod is inserted into it, rather than just straight orange like every other color.
You could use the orange one on the door down here. I don't know how I'm going to tell you that. So you're going to have to deal with the tip-a-tapping on your skull until you get orange door, try.
Okay, orange door, try.
Okay. As you pull the vial out from the orange, the multicolor stops in this section. And as you go over to the glyph, you find the same thing that the team was looking at and realizing when they were looking for a keyhole, is there is no area to insert it, and the glyph looks different. This is the difference between a receiving glyph and a transfer glyph, is there's no like circular spot to press the vial into, and even if you just try to attempt to press the vial to it, the wall doesn't become soft that allows it to sink in like the other glyphs do.
Try orange other slots.
Orange other slots it is.
Okay. As you insert the orange into the black slot, you just see the two colors kind of clashing as though they don't meld at all. This stark line between black and orange. But they do not mix.
Yoi's gonna go up to the door and knock on it and see if they can hear her from the other side. Can you guys hear me?
You hear her kind of muffled, but you can kind of press your ear to the door and kind of like barely hear her.
I mean, I can hear it perfectly fine. I can
Through the
transcribe
spider,
what she wants to say to us, yeah. I'll say she's at the door. She's trying to ask us something.
What's what you trying to ask?
I'm at a loss, and Yoi will continue to explain the situation, even though Ophelia probably can already explain. I need ideas.
Try all the colored vials in orange itself.
Can I do Roy G. Biv, other than Viv, in the colorful orange slot?
Mm-hmm. As you attempt to slot in each of them, the same thing happens when you had tried to slot in orange into black, where the colors just come, and rather than becoming multicolored like you did in orange into orange, they just kind of repel each other like oil and water.
Do you think? Oh, sorry, if you were talking. Do you think like if orange into orange melds, would other colors into a different color meld, or is it like specific to the colors?
The other colors aren't giving us the same effect as when orange goes into the
Just,
orange
it's
one.
just orange. But like if we did like blue and red, or blue and some other one, do you think it would do it? Like I think orange and orange is the right move.
Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put red and blue and purple?
You want to put red? You want to put red into the blue slot?
Orange is a mixture of red and yellow. It's color theory. You could work your way that way if you really wanted to.
Orange is a fruit, actually.
Man, this is hurting my brain. I don't know. This is a
Give it a-
puzzle, man.
Orange in, and then try work your way
Wait.
from orange. So yellow,
Wait.
red.
Let me pull up the color wheel real quick.
That she would have on her person. That's canon because she makes those.
Maybe just put in orange and purple.
Would it be contrasting colors? Like, would I put blue and orange and then, like, green and purple? I don't fucking know, man.
We're in the
There
sewers.
is no purple slot. I'll give you the colors again. The
Okay,
colors
please.
are red, blue, green, orange, yellow, white, and black.
Feel like a painter.
Would it be the opposite color? No.
Try it. Go
Orange
from
is
orange to
orange.
green. Go from orange to green.
Brute force this too?
Jacob, I'm just gonna try this anyways. Can I put, like, them in their opposite color slots? Like, put white in black, put green in orange,
You put white,
red and blue.
You put white into black, and as that happens, the two of them pull together and become multicolored.
Nice. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna do that with the rest of the sticks.
All right, you slot these ones, with the exception of orange, into their opposite color. As you do that, you see each of them become this beautiful kind of multicolored shade. And with it, you hear like this kind of inverse, like the other one was almost like a water being pushed somewhere. This is water being sucked in. And at the other end, you guys see pressure kind of build on the pipes on the opposite end. And with the final one being inserted, you hear this kind of hum, Yoy. And with it, and the suction kind of pulls in and then quiets down as the rest of you see a kind of gust of bubbles, air, kind of move through each of the 6 pipes, and the door slowly slots open.
Hell yeah, yo it.
Oh, that took way too long. Remind me to brush up on color theory once I get home.
Where'd you lose Wim?
He went with the guards.
Back?
He followed them all the way up, or at least I'm assuming he did so. He said he was following them out so he didn't get, quote, lost again. And I have no way of communicating with him. So...
Well, should we go back up for him, or should we finish the job, you think? Try and at least get back to another route. I will take silence as consent.
Consent for which
Back up
direction?
the hallway we go then. Back through the color hall
Okay.
to that direction, to the westward hallway.
Okay. So just basically retracing your steps, you've found a path and you're heading back to the surface.
Or should we go and try and finish the job and do?
I can go try and retrieve him if we want to try and go the other way.
Perhaps this could be our chance to get by the guards, though. I mean, if there's something else over this way that they could be guarding or trying to block us from, maybe this would be our opportunity.
The guards came down because of the explosion.
Oh,
They weren't originally going to be down here, from what I can pick up.
okay. Well, should we then go get... I don't want to put him in hot water if another one of us pops up from the sewers and, where he's told a story of
He did say he was alone. I was hiding, so maybe it would be best that we don't then.
So DM, that room that we found, is that a way out? Or does another tunnel have to be found? Can you escape the city from this room?
If you modify that latch so that it can be fully pulled off, there is enough room for a person to slip through.
How hard would the modification be?
I mean, it's literally the equivalent of like loosing bolts. And Glacier already did half the work by stopping the valve so that water can't accidentally be blasted through while someone's walking on the other side.
Okay, so this room is a way out.
This room is a way out. You guys have, in fact, found a way out of Allanar Oren.
Alright, yeah.
Alright, I guess he's the one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're done.
Someone has my hammer. Baron has my hammer, but he could probably alter that thing a little bit more with some persuasion. Oh wait,
I think leaving the marks is the wrong choice while the guards are wandering around. I think we should just let them know and map it out and have them make their way through it from there. It's actually not that far of a walk, to be honest.
Are you saying perhaps we don't put the pittance down while the guards are around?
I say we don't put the pittance down at all. Because the guys are going to be wandering around this area for the next couple of days, and if we leave a mark that people were down here, they're going to think something was going on. So I say we map out what we've done, take it up, and deal with the pittance later. You can't exactly get lost. It's kind of a straight shot downwards, to be honest.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go the way back we came and try and see if I can trace Glaren's steps. Being sneaky about it, of course.
I mean, if our paths are diverging, my spider's coming back with me. A few more tap dances on your head and it hops down. It actually crawls down to the base of your neck, down your back, and hops off.
Please never do that again. Without warning.
Oh, did you say something? I didn't hear you.
I'll keep that in mind. The next time that somebody needs me to heal them for whatever reason.
Such a baby. Lantern's so scared of a little spider.
All right. So, what it sounds like is half the group is going to head straight back up, call that mission done, but Yoi wants to track Glaron just to make sure that he's gotten out all right. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. As the rest of you are beginning to kind of move, Yoi, could you make a survival check for me?
Survival?
Survival?
Oh, nice. 19.
19. Your path takes you with the group on a similar direction for the most part. However, when you guys get to the last bit, this corner before heading to actually up and out the door, you can see a slight trail of you prestidigitated him, but you didn't prestidigitate him completely, and as such, there's still a bit of residue on his boots and such that has left a path that you can actually quite easily follow at the moment, and it heads west.
That's weird. Yoi will start walking that way then.
All right.
Can I stealth it though?
Yeah, absolutely. As the rest of the group, you see Yoi kind of pick up a bit of a trail and is going to be heading off from the rest of you, unless if any other things need to be said.
Natural 20 for that stealth, by the way.
Hell yeah. But if nothing's said, we head this way with the groups splitting once again due to guards, with half of you heading straight back up through the northeastern side of this map, as one goes further west, following a trail left by their companion and seeing what trouble, if any, has Glaeren gotten himself into. And that's where we're going to end session for tonight. There's the sewer, guys. At least most of the sewer. Thank you everybody so much.
An elaborate puzzle.
This is elaborate. It was literally just, I had it up on my screen. I'm just like, I wonder. And, I mean, it's very funny that, maybe unfortunate, but also funny that you guys had technically a key available to you after you had gotten past it and cheated it in the valve room. Because the testing room, the valves were set up in the opposite accordance. So where the red glyph was, there was the opposite color, that sort of thing. But you guys got through it, and you made it successfully. Glaeren had a bit of a run-in with a soldier and a town guard. We'll see how that goes next time. But before anyone kind of gets onto my case, I do feel this session had a great person taking a bit of initiative, both with their intellect and squeamish nature. Jazz, I'm happy to name you as the inspired player for the session.
Oh, good point. Yay.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time here. I know that I had a great time with these players, as I always do. But if you've made it this far into the stream, first of all, thank you so much for being here on your first time, or maybe your 100th time. We don't know and we don't judge. But thank you so much regardless. And if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, thank you as well. If you've made it this far and you're not followed or subscribed, please don't be afraid to do so. We'd love to have you here. We love playing D&D, but knowing that other people love seeing the D&D game makes it that much sweeter. As always, thank you to these 5 wonderful people for joining me every session. Jazz, Cody, Suzanne, James, and Helminia. Hopefully Alpha will be back soon from the other continent. But until then, have a wonderful night, and I hope I'll see you next week. Take care now. Bye.